T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T. Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Can't wait for you to meet Miss T. She is the T in T.
Hey out there, my name is Tamara Sandifer, but you can call me T, and welcome to Sweet Tea Time. I'm so glad you chose to join us today. I just got to tell you, I'm introducing myself, but I'm introducing you now to what we're going to be doing for hopefully the next big, long stretch of time. I want to partner with you. I want to partner with you in your success. I want to partner with you in your growth. I want to partner with you and just give you some practical tips on momming, on business, on management, on being creative, on having a sweet life. I really believe that no matter who you are, no matter what you do, and no matter where you go, you are entitled and you can totally live your sweet, sweet life right now. I have something that I want to talk to you about today that's very near and dear to my heart. I want to talk to you about following your dreams. But as adults, once you have hits, insecurity sets in, puberty sets in, what people think, critics, all those things start to come against you and you lose your desire to dream. But when you dream, it keeps the door open for positive emotions like joy, hope, and happiness. And it shuts the door on negative emotions like fear and hopelessness and self-doubt. So the importance of your dreams is what will propel you into your future. You don't ever want to let go of ideas and concepts and imaginations that you've had. I want you to think about your dreams. I want you to think about what you've always wanted to do, but you didn't know how to start or get going or have the confidence or the support to do it. I'm telling you, anything's possible. Hey, Miss T here, and I'm going to talk to you today about the importance of getting out of your box. Yes, I'm saying it. You must do it. It's very important, even when it makes you uncomfortable to try new things, new places, new foods, new friendships, new relationships. It's important for you to get outside of your box because that's what stretches you as a person. As we're creating, the purpose in creating is doing things that are different and unique and special and just shaping fun, new, exciting forms and disciplines. But it's all a part of getting out of your box. It makes you comfortable socially in different social environments. It also gives you a little extra courage to do that extra special something that puts you over the top.
So I'm telling you, you really truly can achieve anything if you start with 1, write it down. 2, look at it every day, meditate on it every day. And then you want to take a step toward it. Once you take a step toward it, you can take another step. And once you take another step, you can take another step. And before you know it, you're running toward your goal and your goal is running toward you, and the inevitable thing happens. You have to connect. Now I'm going to give you this last tip, and I want you to listen to me very closely on this one, because this is a missing ingredient, and this is what makes people quit. You ready for this? You're going to have to work hard. There are some things that you're going to have to give up. There are some sacrifices that you're going to have to make. There are some days where you're going to have to be okay getting up earlier than most, going to bed later than most, so that you can achieve that dream. There are some things that you're going to have to give up that are not currently working right now in your life for your dreams and your goals. It's okay to do that. My question to you is, how bad do you want it? And you're going to have to ask yourself that every day. I see this happen over and over again where people have these wonderful dreams and goals, but they're not willing to invest what it takes to achieve them. So my recommendation to you, my final tip is work hard. Develop a work ethic, develop a discipline, develop steps, develop a regimen, become consistent in your daily habits, and the inevitable will happen. If you don't find your dream, it will find you. just because of your discipline, your hard work, and your obedience to work toward it.
Now, here's the deal. Anything you have today, you thought about, you dreamt about, you spoke about yesterday. Anything you have tomorrow is what you think about, you speak about, and you bring about. You really do become the architect of your destiny when you are changing what's coming out of your mouth. Now, keep this in mind. You've conditioned yourself to be one way. You have to recondition yourself to be another way. And soon you'll find that you're going to catch yourself like, ooh, I didn't mean to say that, or ooh, scratch that. I just say, ooh, cancel that word, and then I speak the right word. And the more you practice this, the easier you're going to do it, and then you're going to see these things unfold in your life. Never I can't, never I don't, never I wouldn't, never I couldn't. No. I am, I have, I will, I'm becoming. Those are the kinds of statements you want to make about yourself, your situation, your future. Remember, you are the architect of your future. So again, this is all part of the build your confidence, know yourself, be successful, achieve your dreams. One of the ways you can do that is by making sure that you don't have any internal blocks that's stopping you from your success. Identify those things. Don't be scared to look at it. Don't be scared to admit that you're not perfect. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You want to admit that because that's how you can get free from that. Get rid of them blocks, man. Know thyself so you can grow thyself. Succeed on purpose, man. That's why you here.
What would I say to the little T's of tomorrow that I have not yet met? I would say, hold steady. Even if your time is not now, hold steady. Tough times come, difficult times come. It might even feel like the world does not like you and everything is working against you, but hold steady. Never give up your dreams, never give up hope. No matter what it is, you will always make it through. Any experience, negative or positive, you use it to propel you into your best destiny. And never be afraid to ask for help. I would also say, I know it seems tough right now, but everything you're going through is preparing you to be strong enough, smart enough, and fast enough to live your best future and guide you right into your destiny. And no matter how bad it looks, no matter how bad it feels, you're not done yet. So I'm saying to you, don't quit. Don't give up hope and keep pursuing your dreams. They're your dreams, and you don't let anything and anybody rob you of them.
Part of self-care, part of loving yourself is really taking the time to make sure that you're strong, that you're built up inside, outside. So whatever you're giving to the world, it's not totally depleting you. A depleted you means a you that's not as successful. A depleted you means a you that can't really contribute to the world what you were sent here to do. So I'm going to ask you to do something for me. I'm going to ask you to take a look at your daily schedule. How's your sleep? How's your diet? Do you know that you cannot be caring for self in what you eat? Are you eating a bunch of trash food? Are you not enjoying the food that you're eating? All of that is a facet of self-care. I didn't know that. And again, I don't want you to go on a witch hunt. I want you to evaluate your life and your lifestyle. Now, there are people that take this to an extreme, and I got to touch on this. I'm not talking about being selfish. I'm talking about making sure that you are doing whatever it takes to keep you in top form so that you can continue to be the you that you were created to be.
There are marker moments in your life where you've been faced with a challenge, or you were standing at a fork in the road, or you took a left when you should have took a right in life. But if you don't tell your story, If you don't share with others how you overcame, if you don't share with others how you took a wrong turn but you made it right, if you don't tell other people, number one, you forget. Number two, people need to hear this stuff because there are young people that are going through things that some of us have already gone through. And then there are things that us as adults are going through that our children go through every day because of their access and how they're growing up with technology. So if you are not intentional about sharing your misses, sharing your victories, sharing how you overcame, sharing how it was so hard, but you didn't quit. Now I want to talk about this quantum leap thing because I know that I could say something like that and it sounds so great to people, but you got to have some training and development. You know the phrase, you got to crawl before you walk, you got to walk before you run, and you do. And so I know that sometimes people like to skip steps. When you skip steps, when you try to take a leap and you've never taken a step, that's a setup for failure. And I just explained and shared and described in depth my failure, but that's only because I didn't first take the steps. I tried to take a leap and it cost me dearly. So if you don't do something like evaluate, if you don't take the time to take the steps so that you're learning in the process and growing in the process, and then giving yourself the opportunity to make mistakes, but not on this level, so that you can recover from them, then you go and you try to take a quantum leap. It sounds great, but it's very, very, very painful because you've skipped some steps that develop you and give you the inner fortitude, the gifts, talents, abilities, knowledge, and understanding, even right relationships that'll cause you to sustain, survive, and thrive and grow when you do take a quantum leap. I know that was a lot of words, but trust me. Just rewind it, listen to it again so it makes sense to you. You do want to crawl before you walk. You do want to walk before you run. And you definitely want to run before you start taking leaps. There is a process, and there's a process for a reason. So, I always do this, especially when I'm developing leaders, is you have to be ready to advocate, not just for yourself and for your family, but whenever you find a weakness in society that demands a solution by way of not just voice, but action also. And sometimes the action is speaking up, and speaking up in a clear and effective and confident and bold way that forces change or stop or a redirect. So again, going back to the story, when are you going to speak up aggressively for what you do want, rather than listening over and over and over and over and over again to what you don't want? When are you going to come in agreement with your dreams, your goals, the desires of your heart, that you see yourself up here doing better, doing more, doing great, succeeding, flying? When do you align yourself with that narrative? You get to decide what you believe about yourself. You get to decide what you believe about your life situations and circumstances. You even get to decide how far you go, how fast you go, and how high you go. But your voice is one of the most important voices of influence in your life. But the hope is that I've given you just enough to get you thinking, to get you examining, to get you seeing, to get you believing that you can have more. You can do more. You can have the lifestyle where you can travel, where you can buy what you want, where you can give what you want. You can support causes. You can support your community. You can support your family. You can leave an inheritance to your children's children's children. All of that is possible, but not if you don't change your thinking. Now, someone might say, oh, I'm not poor, I got a lot of money in the bank. Well, having a lot of money doesn't always indicate that you are wealthy. When I present this to people that I'm coaching and, help them understand that wealth is holistic. It's not just your bank account. It's your emotional realm. It's the level of peace that you walk in on a daily basis. It's the right company that you keep. It's a thinking and an expectation that things will go well for you. Things will go well for your family. Things will go well for your company. And most often people don't experience the fullness of that because it's here, or because they narrow their perspective as far as what poor is and what wealth is. Be responsible. And I learned that when you're responsible with a little, then you can be trusted with much. So if you already have something that you own, possess, that you value, or if you work for a company, be responsible, and I promise you, you'll start to see yourself propel forward, career-wise especially. If you're responsible with money, meaning you are a budgeter, or you are not a frivolous spender, or you plan your money, every single dollar has a plan. There's a purpose for every nickel. If you are responsible with your money, I promise you, you will have more of it and you'll be able to do more with it. And so once you start practicing responsibility, or once you start allowing yourself to grow in responsibility, I promise you, you will see 3 very important things. Number 1, you will advance, get closer to your dreams, your goals, desires. You will accomplish them. Number 2, your career will evolve. I promise you, your career will evolve. You'll develop the character and integrity you need to not just get to the level, but stay at the level and prepare for the next level. And number 3, your wealth will shift. How you handle it, how you receive it, how you multiply it, how you grow it, and how you can get more of it. All of that will change the more you practice responsibility. If you are not making a quality decision for your dreams, your goals, and that causes you to be committed, you will never reach your goals. So first things first, write down, I am committed to, and then whatever that line is, that ... is, you want to fill that in. Your homework assignment is to build the list of things that you are going to be committed to accomplishing, not today, not just tomorrow, not just this year, but in your lifetime. If you're committed, you will maintain the posture of a student and will allow people to invest in you, your development, your growth, and the development and growth of the people around you. And so again, if you're committed to your dream, you've made a quality decision that no matter what, I'm doing this thing, and I'll do the things that continue to develop me and grow me and qualify me, which quantifies me. There are things that you are gifted as a leader in your family, as the developer of your organization, that everybody is not gifted. And when you get in a place of insecurity, it can cause you to question that thing that is your core truth about who you are and what you're building. And I'm asking you today to make sure that you are allowing yourself to trust your instincts, trust your core, trust the thing in you that you know to be right and true. And so I think I'm saying all this to, hopefully encourage you. If you're in that place where you're on the cusp of launching into your next level, your next big thing, but there's some insecurity based on, labels that have been put on you, or things that have been said about you, or people that are, not supporting you, or even people that believe that they are better and can do a better job than you. If you are in that place, I'm asking you to, number 1, pull yourself to the side and have a conversation with yourself. Who are you? Are you clear about who you are? Are you clear about your mission? So if you're in a space right now where it's being suggested that you become something that you are just not at your core, or you're being classed of these things about you, your qualities, your character traits are being classified as a negative thing. I'm not saying ignore them. I'm just saying look at them and then have a conversation with yourself. Because if you don't fortify who you are, that means protect the core of who you are, then people can cause you to rethink who you are and who you're supposed to be. You are who you are. No one gets to dictate who you are. And when you're someone like me that has a ton of accolades suggesting the success of who you are, don't question it. One, you got to be able to value yourself. So whatever your side hustle is, whatever your it is, your creative thing is, you have to be able to put an hourly value to it. If you're one of those people and you want to make 6 figures, identify your thing. What's your thing?
Identify your hourly rate. What do you want an hour? What's your value an hour? And one of the things that came up is like, what if people don't think, what I do is of that? Well, you know what? People will think what you do is worth $250 when you know what you do is worth $250. So don't wait for somebody to determine your value. You decide that this is my value, and I promise you, people will not even question it when you say, oh, that's $250 an hour. You'll get it as long as you are in agreement with that is what you're worth. So one thing I want you to think about is frustration will anchor you. Now, frustration and challenge are two different things, and they both serve a purpose. Both are indicators, and both should cause you to have a response, a strategic response. But when you are frustrated, remember, you will stay right where you're at. So when you feel frustrated, stop. You want to know what? That's one of the hardest people for most people I know to do is just stop. You see how I had to pause there? That little pause was a little uncomfortable for me because I'm a go-getter. One of the things that I don't do often is stop. Maybe when I sleep at night, but I'm go, go, go. Most of the people the world we live in, everybody is go, 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 but not when you feel frustration. You want to stop. And so just stopping and recognizing frustration, which will anchor you because that's an emotional response. Challenge, which will cause you to think different, be different, show up different, help different, evolve different, learn different, educate different, express different. So you want the challenge. What you don't want is frustration. When you feel it, when you sense it, when you see it, stop. When you're feeling frustration, you're experiencing frustration, just stop. Examine. Ask yourself the question, why is a great question to ask yourself on a regular basis. Why am I doing this? Why am I feeling this? Why am I going there? Why am I staying in this? And I know it's not good for me. Why? Be ready at a moment's notice. Opportunity knocks. Most people miss opportunity because they're not ready to walk through the door when it swings wide open for opportunity to present itself. You got to be ready at a moment's notice and practice saying yes. Like most often people come up with every reason in the world why they can't go pursue something new. Oh, I have to do this, or oh, I have to go here, or oh, my friend said. When opportunity presents itself, it's never convenient. Most often it presents itself at the most inconvenient of times, but you have to condition yourself when opportunity, especially when it makes you nervous and scares you and it's something big that you've never done and it's just like a whole new world. Yes, I'll go to that event. Yes, I'll show up for that opportunity. Yes, I'll take that interview. Yes, I'll have that meeting. Yes, I'll take a look at that contract. Yes, I can shift how I do this, and this so that it connects me with this, and this. Sometimes the best thing that you can do for yourself to unblock yourself is when opportunity presents itself, you say yes.
Value is critical. It's key. And what you have that you value, most often you attract more of it. So scan the landscape of your life. Find out where you're devaluing the gifts that you've been given, and then make a requirement of yourself that you add value to the disciplines that you need and develop. You add value to the resources you need to come in. You add value to the kinds of people that you say you want to be in relationship with. Add value and humility, knowing that these are gifts given, and compassion, knowing that these are also gifts that need to be shared. You want to be clear about what you say you want out of this one life that you get to live. So lowering the bar will put you in desolation. It'll put you in hopelessness. It'll put you in a place of comfort that stops you from growing, evolving, and changing. And anything that's not growing, evolving, and changing, I've mentioned this before, it's a flat line. Comfort will get you to die on the vine, baby. And you don't want to be that thing that's not producing and growing and blossoming in life. So you want to keep raising the bar and then jumping for it, then raise the bar again and then jump for it. Get some bigger dreams, set some higher goals, really determined to do something that's going to cause you to reach, that causes you to scale, that causes you to grow. And just remember, it's not difficult, it's just different. So just tell yourself it's not difficult, it's just different. And as long as you realize that it's just different, you can grow, you can learn, you can change, you can evolve. And before you know it, your identity will be set in the standard of excellence that you're striving for, which means your lifestyle changes. You should be intensely studying you all the time because you're changing by the second. And the more acquainted with you that you are, the better able you will become to really show up in the world in agreement with yourself and receive all the things that a quality human like you deserves and needs in order to do your mission, your purpose. And I think that if you don't allow this study time, this agreement time, this familiarizing you with you time, I believe that's when the window is open for the idea of an imposter. And you know what that means too. Imposter, that means a fake, something that's not real. And the difference between something that's a fake and something that's real is the depth of quality and value of the something and then the world's knowing of it. So if you don't believe, know, and agree that your depth of quality and value is intense and vast and wide and amazing, and you still have more to grow in that perspective, you don't know that, I promise you the world won't know that. And that fake imposter will keep presenting itself just to challenge you knowing you. What do you want? Now, when I get that, some feedback from people, I hear most often what they can do based on what they have. But I don't know that that is the right thing to propel you into your greatest potential, your wildest success, or your largest destiny, the picture of that or the living of that. And I think if I could get you, my viewer, to a place that even if you have abundance, I promise you there's more. Even if you're living a life that you like, I promise you that there's a life that you will absolutely love. Even if you're living a life of, wow, I'm doing okay, I promise you that there is a life of extravagance and lavishness that you haven't even scratched the surface of, unless you allow yourself to grow to the place where what you want is greater than where you're at.